Reading music on a keyboard percussion instrument, also called a mallet instrument, requires a specific skill called peripheral vision reading. So if you held your fingers out in front of you and looked directly at them, that's looking at it directly. But if you kept your eyes where your fingers were and then slowly moved them down, even though you're not looking at them, you can still see them. You could even test yourself by putting your fingers out in front, keeping your eyes out front, and how far off to the side, almost behind you, can you still see those fingers wiggling? I'm at about here. Your peripheral vision is really big. Now, when you're reading on an instrument, you want to keep your eyes on the music and then peripherally see the bells down and below. So the first important thing is your music stand placement. Every other instrument needs to read with their music at eye level, not mallet instruments. They need to read it with the shortest distance between the music and the instrument. So put your stand as close as you can to the keys of the bells. Now that you have your music stand the same level as the bars on your bells, now you're ready to read some things peripherally. I have a piece of paper up here, and we're going to try to look at it while we read some of the notes down on the bells. Now this 2, 3, 2 is the name of this group of 2, this group of 3, and this group of 2. That pattern is just like a piano, if you've ever played piano before. And the fact that there's 2, 3, 2, 3 helps us recognize that these notes down here near the 2 are going to be different than these notes down here near the 3. It helps us orient all the notes on the keyboard. So, to play 2, 3, 2, I want you to just use right hand first. And you can look down and see that you're on the first note of the 2. And it's going to sound like that. And then you can actually look down and play 2, 3, 2. But next, now it's time to challenge yourself peripherally. I need you to look at the number 2, 3, and 2. You can write it on a piece of paper like me. It's just giving your eye somewhere to look. If you don't have somewhere to look, usually on the music stand there's something to look at. I could look at this stuff stuck on there or the name JLS for my school. But I'm going to leave that 2, 3, 2 for right now. So my right hand's hovering over that note, and I'm going to look up at the page. My eyes are actually right here. I'm not looking down anymore. Stare at that music and see if you can hit every note in that 2, 3, 2. After you've done it with your right hand, please do it with your left hand. If you've done it right side up, maybe you could do it upside down and come from the top. Pay attention to if your eyes jog back down to the keyboard though. See if you can do it with no looking down. And then maybe you could do it alternating hands. I'm still looking at the page. Sometimes you might miss a note. You might play in between. And if you've played the notes before, sometimes your ear can hear that and then you can fix it. But don't let that distract you either. Keep your eye on the page. All right, the next thing that's written underneath is around 2. Now, these notes are the easiest to see because they're the closest to the piece of paper that you're reading. The ones a little bit farther away get a little bit harder, but I want you to use the edge of this note because the edge of that note points right to this note. So we're going to do these 3 notes that are kind of around the group of 2. Their names are C, D, and E. So you can actually play that looking down so that you can hear what it's going to sound like. Now, just like the other exercise, my eyes are locked on around 2. And I'm going to play. I did it with my right hand. See if I can do it with my left hand. I'm looking up. I'm not looking down. And then see if I can alternate hands. Oop, see, I hit a wrong note, but I actually didn't look down. And now let me see if I can start with my right. If you hit a wrong note, you just try it again until you can get it. Wow, good job. Now, next on my page, I have these 3 very important notes. Those are going to be the first notes you use for your first songs. So let's find them on the keyboard. Maybe pause right here and see if you can find them yourself. Okay, if you've unpaused, the B flat is right here. It's the top of the group of 3. The C, we actually just started with our around 2 grouping. It was part of these 3. And the D is right next door. It's right in between the group of 2. So B flat, C, and D. All right, my eyes are staring at the page right there. I'm going to hover my mallets over my starting notes. Actually, I'll just use right hand first. And I'm going to go B flat. I'm staring at the page. C, D, C, B flat. And I did it without looking down. Make sure you're doing it without looking down. Here's my left hand. Oop, I almost hit it. I'm going to do it again because I made a mistake. I want to get it right. And maybe one more time. My left hand is not as good because I write my name with my right hand. I'm right-handed. That's it. B flat, C, and D. Those are your first notes. Make sure your eyes are looking up at the page. Sometimes it helps to have somebody come and watch you play, and they can look at your eyes. And if your eyelashes flutter down, then they can see that you actually look down at the keyboard. It's a fun game to play. All right, keep practicing those peripheral vision skills.